As a mom of 7 kids and a family of 9, there is not much bigger struggle that I have than putting 3 meals a day plus snacks on the table for my family. I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about, because no matter who you are, mealtime is a struggle. And so today I'm going to share my top 5 hacks for feeding a big family in a small space. So my first tip that I have learned in cooking in a small space on the road is the importance of meal prep. So realize I have never meal prepped before. I have not been good at that. I've tried several different types and just haven't been able to keep up with the amount of work that it takes and just setting aside a time to do that. But in an RV, we are really learning the importance of that, because we just don't have space for tons of ingredients to sit out individualized all over this space. And also our life is busy and we need to be able to grab something very quickly and have a home cooked healthy meal that evening. And some days that's late in the evening, some days we have time to prep, some days we have some days that we can grill. So we have found that getting a plan and meal prepping is really important. And so one of the best tips that I have gotten, I actually got it from another amazing YouTube channel called The Minimal Mom, and she talked many months ago about this book called Cook Once, Eat All Week. And you see, I bought it on the Kindle because I don't have room for cookbooks in my house. And so we have tried to start employing that, where it's just a small group of fresh ingredients and you use the same ingredients for 3 to 4 meals a week. And I love that because, number one, she doesn't use anything prepackaged, so it is always really good fresh ingredients, but you can buy them in bulk, and for a big family that's huge. And so if we can simplify our ingredients, simplify our cooking and meal prep, and be able to grab and go and have a quick meal that's healthy and home cooked for my family, man, that is a triple win right there. And so we're really trying to employ meal prepping 1 day a week, grocery shopping, bringing it all in, and then doing the meal prep that day so that I lessen the amount of space that I need in my freezer, my refrigerator, and my pantry, because I don't have big of any of that. And if I can take a bunch of ingredients, simplify it, and bring it down to what we need to put in the oven, throw in the Instapot, or put in the slow cooker, and that really helps not only time, not only nutrition, but also helps on space. All right, so tip number 2 that we have found so important in preparing meals in a small space and cooking for your family in a very tight quarters is to make more space where you can. So for us, we live obviously full-time in an RV, and we have 8 people that are needing to eat 3 times a day. And so in order to meal prep, or even in order to cook big meals, we need to bring in some help. And so what I decided to do just about a month or so ago is to start bringing in our table. And most RVers have some kind of outdoor table that they take with them. If not, these are very, very inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. And so we had this anyway that was in our basement. And so we brought that back out and we put it here in order to make an island for myself. So even if you're in a small house or an apartment, you can have a small fold-away table that you can use to entertain guests or put your kids out on the yard and have a cookout. But you can use this in a different way, which is to bring in an island. And so for me, I needed to be able to space out all the things that I'm going to be cooking. So for this week, I am prepping zucchini boats, and I had to do an entire 8 pounds of ground beef that had to be browned and cooled and you know, drained over here. And so we really needed several different zones to be able to create a meal plan for the family this week. So there's no way I could just do it in small spaces like that. So bring in a table, bring in some more space. Also in RVs, we have these wonderful tabletops, sink tops that we can put on, and we can make an extra space for cutting. We also purchased a topper for our stove in order to give me more space all the way around to chop, to dice, to be able to set things out, have them at arm's reach. And so bringing in and making creative use of our space is really important if you're going to meal prep, and also if you're going to even attempt to cook in an RV for a lot of people, or even 2. It's really helpful to make spaces as efficient as possible. Okay, so another really great tip that I have found to be helpful with me and RV cooking for a large family, or just in cooking in general, because I used these guys before we even moved into an RV, is being able to have a different set of cooking devices. So in a small area like an RV with a small oven that doesn't cook but a tiny little cookie sheet and 3 eyes that don't really heat up that well, it's really important to be able to have different types of cooking equipment to use to help you out. So we use the Instant Pot a lot. I love one pot cooking. I love that it doesn't heat up my kitchen and that I can pull this out in just a few short minutes. I can have dinner ready for 8 people and on the table and have wonderful results. So I have loved having an Instant Pot. That's really good for days that you're maybe going to go to the pool, or you're going to go to the beach, or you're going to hang out and you're going to come back, but you want to throw something together and you want to have that on the table really quickly. There's another guy that most of you guys know about, which is a slow cooker, and we like to use that one when we are hiking all day and we don't really know when we're going to be back, but we want something ready to go. We don't want to have to get everything out. We are tired, we're muddy, we're dirty, kids are going to be taking baths, we've got the dogs, and it's just not the time I want to think about cooking for anybody. So if I have my slow cooker going, when you're on the trail, when you're out sightseeing and you're just not sure what the day is going to hold, the slow cooker is a huge, huge help. And it also doesn't heat up your kitchen, which is really, really important. And these guys both, they use electricity, so you don't have to use your own propane because you're already paying for electricity at your site. So these guys are really, really great if you are hooked up to full hookups and you want to use that instead of paying for your propane. The other one is the grill and the Blackstone. So on days that we are kind of taking it slow and it's beautiful outside, we take everything outside, and we love creating big Indian dishes. We love having Asian dishes with fried rice and all of that on the Blackstone. We love cooking out good steaks and having chicken out there. We just really enjoy that, but that's really saved for really nice days. Today was rainy. Otherwise, we would have taken all this ground beef and we would have taken it outside and not gotten our kitchen all hot, but we weren't able to do that because it's rainy. So just being able to use different types of equipment, even in a small space. You see, I don't have a big kitchen, but I have an arsenal of things to help me. And don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and try some recipes that you just might love using something different than you've always used. The next tip that I have that we've learned the hard way is that you're not going to be able to store everything that you buy at the grocery store in your refrigerator if you have one like I do. So we have about a dorm room size refrigerator in the RV. It's very small, and our freezer is even smaller. And so in order for us to be able to store the food for a family of 8 every single day, it takes some creativity. So what we have found has really helped us is to take things out of their original packaging and place it in a smaller zip top bag where you can get all of the air out, store things flat together, and then also just make sure that you deal with food as it comes in. So when we grocery shop today, we had rotisserie chicken. So we're going to have that to put on salads for strawberry salad. We're also maybe going to use that for chicken salad. Quick and easy things I can prepare ahead, meal prep ahead. So we have lunches and quick sides on the go. But in order to do that, I had a big rotisserie chicken today I had to deal with. And so in a commercial size refrigerator at home, I could have just stuffed that in there and worried about it another day. But I can't do that in the RV. So you have to deal with things as they come in. So we were able to shred that really quickly. We placed it flat. We got all the air out, and then we're able to put that into a small RV refrigerator, have that ready to go. It's one more step of meal planning, but it's also a space-saving tip. So make sure that you take things out of their boxes, frozen things in your pantry. Try to consolidate them in stackables, so little square containers, and zip top bags, anything you can to minimize the amount of packaging and create more space in your RV kitchen or your tiny kitchen or just your kitchen at home so that you can have all the things that you need, but in a small, simplified space. So my last hack isn't really a kitchen or cooking hack at all. It's really just about you and your family. I would encourage you to have fun. You know, the things that are hard and the places that we struggle and the things we're not good at, it's really easy to be discouraged and frustrated and make it a burden. But instead, we can turn that around and make it a blessing. We can find new and exciting and fun ways to connect as a family, to put on our favorite music, to dance in the kitchen, to enjoy each other, and that will make it fun for everyone. And so whatever it is that you're facing this week, I hope that you'll change it up, make it an adventure, make it epic, even if it's ordinary.